Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, but you cannot move an arm or a leg. Day turns to night, and you are a prisoner in your own body. A week, a month, a year passes, and no one believes that you can get up. Your relatives get used to your lying condition. Doctors throw up their hands, and the state neatly hints, register disability. It's forever. You've been written off. You're no longer a person, but just a complicated case. This is how the story of my Gagulin began. A woman who was given no chance by the doctors, but who once defied fate, the doctor's verdict, and even her own pain. And today we're going to tell that story in detail, step by step, so you realize that even when it seems like it's over, it may be just the beginning. Stay tuned. This video is not just a motivational story. It's a path you can follow along with the heroine. We'll look at what helped Maya get back on her feet, how she found her strength when it seemed like it was gone, and most importantly, we'll talk about the mysterious Japanese system that changed everything. You definitely haven't heard about it either in the news or on official websites, but it really works. If you want to know how a person can defeat hopelessness and regain his life, be sure to watch this video to the end. In the meantime, give it a like, subscribe to the Conscious Cognition channel, and write the word fear in the comments. Share what scares you the most: losing movement, memory, or the will to live. Your thoughts are important to us and can be an encouragement to other viewers in a similar situation. And your subscriptions and engagement help us produce more and more helpful, honest, and inspiring stories. And now to the heart of the matter. Maya Gagulin was still full of strength. She was not even 50 when her body seemed to be unplugged. It started with fatigue, with pain that was getting worse and worse. The doctors couldn't diagnose her. Her body gradually stopped obeying. She recalls, "Every morning I woke up and was afraid to open my eyes, because I knew I couldn't even sit up. My arms and legs, as if they were not mine. And there were just blank stares and sympathetic sighs all around." One of the attending doctors bluntly said, "The best thing you can do is get disability. That will be your new status." But in this phrase, as scary as it sounds, Maya heard the main thing. No one will fight for her anymore. Not the doctor, not her family, not the system. Only she herself remained. And then her mind went back to a children's fairy tale she had once heard. Two frogs fell into a jug of milk. One resigned and went down, while the other fought to the last and eventually churned up the butter, climbed out, and was saved. "I am that second one," Maya said to herself. "I won't drown, even if there's only milk around and no one to lend a hand." From that moment on, everything changed. She began searching for answers. She read, she watched, she consulted, she tried, she made mistakes. At some point, she came across information about an ancient Japanese method of recovery, which was not widespread in our country. This system was not included in any treatment protocol. Neither therapists nor neurologists knew about it. But Maya decided to try it. The results at first were minimal, almost imperceptible. But she kept going. And then one day, she sat up. Then she took the first step, then another. It wasn't a miracle. It was daily work, hundreds of attempts, dozens of failures. But the system worked. Maya didn't just get out of bed. She regained her right to live. And today, she's sharing her knowledge with others. We will tell you in detail what exactly this methodology is, why it is still silent, and how it can be used even in the most severe cases. So be sure to watch to the end. In the final part, we will tell you where you can find full information and what steps you can take today if you or your loved ones are facing a similar diagnosis or condition. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. What does it mean to you to be alive? This story is not about miracles, but about fortitude and conscious choice. Now let's begin. But what began her return to life will seem strange and yet frighteningly logical to many. What she found was called the system of Kitsudo Nishi, a Japanese engineer who, against the dire predictions of doctors, not only survived, but created his own philosophy of health. His approach was unusual. He argued that the cause of most diseases was not viruses or age, but poor circulation and poor posture. Displaced vertebrae, clogged blood vessels, poisoned blood. These, in his opinion, are what destroys the body slowly but inexorably. Maya began to study his works and immediately realized that this system does not fit into the usual patterns. No drugs, no surgeries, only discipline, simple actions, and faith in the power of your own body. She began to adapt the Japanese rules to our realities. Cold, small apartments, lack of special equipment. Skeptics laughed. Her family didn't believe it. The doctors were silent. But Maya, lying on the floor with a roll under her neck and a book on her chest, continued every day to do simple exercises that seemed silly to others. After a few weeks, she was able to sit up, then stand up, then walk again. But it all started with the most unexpected thing of all, the bed, or rather, the refusal of it. Rule number 1, treat yourself in your sleep. Maya Gagulin claimed, you can heal even in your sleep if you sleep right. The first thing she changed was her bed. She gave up the soft mattress and moved her bed to the floor. Instead of mattress, there are 2 thick camel hair blankets stacked on top of each other. On top of that, a sheet, stiff. Yes, but that's what she says got the first result. The Nishi system states, a firm surface aligns the spine and triggers healthy circulation. As you sleep, your body is freed from stagnation. Your organs breathe better. Swelling goes away. Back pain disappears, and you wake up feeling rested instead of broken. Maya recalled how after a week of sleeping like this, she stopped waking up with numbness in her legs. After 2 weeks, she felt less pain. And most importantly, she regained her lightness, the very lightness that many people think is lost forever. But her approach to sleep wasn't limited to one surface. What she used instead of a pillow will seem strange to many, but it was what she used that had a powerful effect on her brain and neck. Rule number 2, forget the pillow. Maya quickly realized a regular pillow is the enemy of the spine. Soft, lush, cozy, but it's the one that displaces the cervical vertebrae, constricts blood vessels, and interferes with blood flow to the brain. I went to bed every day not realizing I was hurting myself, she said. Instead of a pillow, she made a firm roll. She took an ordinary rolling pin, wrapped it with fabric, sewed the edges together, and got a tight, firm support just under the back of her head. It was not comfort, it was therapy. My neck aligned, my circulation improved, and even headaches became rare. A lot of people laughed. Do you sleep on a stick? And Maya simply replied, yes, and I don't get dizzy anymore. Such a decision seems strange until you feel the results. But that was only the second step. The main thing is not just to lie down, but to start moving without pain, without effort, but with the understanding that every movement is life returning to the body. Her next step was a breakthrough. It was like the movement of a fish, and it changed everything. If you're still watching this video and find these reflections valuable, write the word neck in the comments and tell me how you sleep and if you've ever tried a firm support instead of a pillow. If you're not already subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel and support us via the link in the description. Your support helps us create useful and inspiring content for you. Rule number 3, goldfish. When I did this exercise, I could feel my body feel like it was waking up all over again, Maya said. She called it goldfish because it resembled the gentle bobbing of a fish in the water. It was done lying on a hard surface, hands locked under the neck, legs outstretched, and all you had to do was rock your feet left and right as if waves were traveling through your body. It was a simple movement, but it set off vibrations throughout my spine, and those vibrations pushed out toxins, unclogged nerves, and improved blood circulation. She started every day doing just that. No pills, no massages, no doctors. After 2 weeks of regular practice, Maya noticed the heaviness in her lower back disappearing. It was also as if it became easier to breathe. My body was mine again, she wrote, but leg pain, swelling, and thrombophlebitis were still there. And it took the next, seemingly even stranger move, which ultimately saved her blood vessels to deal with the poor circulation. Rule number 4. From thrombophlebitis to freedom of movement. My legs were heavy as lead. The veins hurt. The swelling wouldn't go away. I couldn't stand for more than a couple minutes, Maya recalled. Once again, the doctors were throwing up their hands, and she looked for a way out and found it in a simple, almost childlike exercise. You need to lie on your back on a hard surface, put a roller under the neck, raise your arms and legs up at right angles and begin to shake them easily, not sharply, not forcefully, but gently, as if you beat imaginary balls. After a few minutes of this simple movement, the blood would begin to circulate differently. The numbness disappeared, and lightness returned to my fingers. Maya did it daily, and after a month, she forgot what swelling felt like. It was as if I had thrown off the heavy shackles, she said. But the effect wasn't just in the body. With every movement, confidence returned. She no longer felt like a hostage to her own body. But even that wasn't enough, because the body is a system where everything is connected. If one thing worked and another didn't, health wouldn't last long. That's why the next step was an exercise to restore the internal connection between the organs. Rule number 5. Restore the connection within the body. I realized, until the body works as a whole, it cannot heal, Maya wrote. Illness often destroys not only muscles and organs, but also inner harmony. Everything becomes disjointed. Arms separate, legs separate, mind separate. To restore this hidden balance, she began an exercise that at first seemed almost meditative. Lying on her back with a roll under her neck, she bent her legs at the knees, joined her feet, did the same with her hands, joined her palms on her chest, closed her eyes, and just lay there for 10 minutes. It sounds too simple, but it was in this silence, in this position that the restructuring began. My blood pressure would equalize, my breathing would become even, my anxiety would go away. That was my 10 minutes of true reboot, she recalled. But the body is not only a structure, it is also energy, flows that we rarely feel, but which determine our state. And that's where the final element of her practice came in, the breath, which revitalizes everything. Rule number 6, the breath that heals. Maya used to say, we all breathe, but almost no one does it right. The last exercise that went into her system, she called breathing exercises for life. It was done sitting in a Turkish-style posture, right on the bed. No need to get up, no need to have strength, just attention to herself. She began to sway left to right in a slow rhythm, simultaneously pulling in and pushing out her belly. Breathing like this activated her internal organs, improved digestion, relieved cramps, and calmed her nervous system. I did this every day and felt a stillness come from within, she wrote. It wasn't just an exercise, it was a ritual. Maya would start the day with it. And it was in that moment that she felt the body was no longer the enemy. It had become an ally again. But the most incredible thing happened not during the exercise, but 3 months after she'd started it all, when she got back on her feet for the first time in 2 years and went to a place where she'd long since given up waiting. Where? The doctor's office. The doctor's reaction was shocking. If you're still watching this video and find these reflections valuable, put the word breath in the comments and share if you've ever noticed how your state of mind changes from deep conscious breathing. If you're not already subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel and support us through the link in the description. Your support helps us create useful and inspiring content for you. Coming back from hopelessness to life. I was going to the hospital not as a patient, but as a winner, Maya recalled. The doctor who had once suggested that she be granted disability could not believe his eyes. When he saw her, he said only one thing, Maya, are you alive? She pulled from her bag a neatly printed sheet of paper describing the Nishi system. She wanted to share not a complaint, not a request, but a solution. She hoped that someone else could get back on their feet like her, that the doctor would pass this information on to others. But the response was icy. You're not the first. I get papers like this every day. And simply set her sheet aside in the general stack. Maya stood in silence. No gratitude, no interest. It was a moment of bitterness, but also of enlightenment. She realized, if she wanted to help people, she had to do it herself, not wait for official medicine to look away. She became an instructor, started teaching classes, writing books, inspiring others by her example. "I'm not a theory, I'm proof. I got up and you can do it," she used to say. But her last lesson proved to be her most important because everything she learned boiled down to one simple but often forgotten principle. Maya Gagulin proved that even when medicine gives up on a person, they still have the most important thing, the strength inside. She did not believe in miracles. She built them herself, day by day, exercise by exercise, step by step. And her body, seemingly lost, began to respond. Many people were waiting for help from outside, but she found a way inside, without expensive drugs, without doctors, without surgery, just with perseverance, faith, and the Japanese system that changed her life and may change yours. If you make it a habit to brush your teeth, why not make it a habit to heal yourself? She said, "You already have everything you need. All that's left is to get started." If you're still watching this video and find these reflections valuable, write the word power in the comments and tell me which of my Gagulin's principles inspired you the most. If you're not already subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel and support us via the link in the description. Your support helps us create helpful and inspiring content for you. See you in the next video.